Former President Donald Trump speaking out tonight for the first time since pleading not guilty to those 34 felony counts. Welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios Tuesday night. Felicia is here, Sean is here, I'm here. We're talking about the cleanup that continues from all the tornadoes, and we're trying to get that, make some progress because we do have another line of storms to talk about, Felicia.
Absolutely. It's been a historic day of news. Of course, we'll get to that in just a hot second. But let's talk about these storms. Unfortunately, some of these folks could see another round of severe weather.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, yeah. I hope we don't. I mean, my goodness, I hope tomorrow we have no tornado warnings. We have to prepare for that, however, here. So I want to take a quick look back, though, at Friday. In a matter of about 4 hours, 22 tornadoes, which is our yearly average.
You got it all in one night.
Yeah, all in one night. It's the 5th most in a single day. Now, they could add a couple of more to this total, by the way. It's the most we've had since November 17th, 2013. Now, I will let you know, remainder of tonight, a very slight chance that we're going to have a thunderstorm pop up. The bulk of the action where we thought it would be, far west Illinois, parts of Iowa, and then we're going to start to see this line forming and get down into the Arklatex as well. I show you that because that is what gradually will work in. Again, remainder of tonight, very slight chance of anything popping up. Now, first thing tomorrow morning, once we get into about 7, 8 o'clock here, we're going to have some showers and thunderstorms around, and then that front that's out to the west will get very active, and we want you weather aware even in the morning, but certainly for what you see here in the afternoon and the evening. I'm very concerned about the environment that these storms are going to be encountering. If you've been outside, you know how humid it is. Moisture is not going to be a problem. The wind fields will not be a problem. And that line of storms and storms that may form in advance of that could produce some long track rotation. Whether or not that translates to actual tornadoes, to be determined, but we use a product like this, and when we see a lot of lines like that, that ups our confidence level that we're going to have watches and warnings for tomorrow.
Oh my gosh,
so,
all right.
We want you to know that that is what we're worried about here. That's the tornado probability. I know when you think 15%, that doesn't seem very high, but for tornado, that is very high. Okay. So please know that. Even if it's not a tornado, the odds of severe wind is also elevated for tomorrow as well. So really, the biggest concern begins tomorrow morning. Yeah. Well, so we're going to have storms tomorrow. That's kind of the question mark. How widespread will that be? I don't think those will be terribly severe. Certainly going to be impactful to bus stops. And that's the thing that we have to consider too. We're going to have impacts to the morning school drop-off, and most importantly, the pickups and the school drop-off in the afternoon and the evening. The timeline on that line of storms is not good for that. So is this kind of like 2 rounds that we're dealing with? 2 rounds of storms. I would suspect by the time we get to tomorrow morning, parts of our area could be bumped up to a level 4, but even a level 3 is still worthy of attention. So parents might need to prepare for early dismissal or a work from home. In some cases, I think that is a possibility. I think some of these school districts may have to consider that. Well, listen, they're always encouraging us to be safe and smart, not scared. So this is the perfect time to make sure we're charging those electronics and coming up with a safety plan. I mean, we'll have you covered start to finish. Crew will be on it. Just please know that. Make sure you have, if you haven't, have our free app. I just updated the blog, so I kind of talk about some of the same things, but we'll have you covered. Okay, we're going to get back to Sean, talk a little bit more about the weather concerns for tomorrow. Felicia and I do want to talk about the biggest story today, and of course that's what happened in Manhattan. Former President Donald Trump appearing in court, becoming the first president or former president in history to face indictment on criminal charges, and today it was unsealed and we learned more about it. And just a little while ago, the former president talked about the particular case when he returned to Mar-a-Lago, and here's our story from NBC.
Former President Donald Trump made history Tuesday and turned down his first chance to talk about it.
How did you plead, President Trump? How did you plead?
Trump silently passing cameras after solemnly appearing in Manhattan criminal court. The 45th president of the United States charged with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. He pleaded not guilty to each one, with his attorney vowing to fight.
He's frustrated, he's upset, but I'll tell you what, he's motivated.
Prosecutors allege in court documents the former president orchestrated an unlawful scheme to influence the 2016 presidential election.
At its core, this case today is one with allegations like so many of our white-collar cases. Allegations that someone lied again and again to protect their interests and evade the laws to which we are all held accountable.
Many Republicans responded to the indictment by criticizing Bragg, even Republican Senator Mitt Romney, who said in a statement Trump's character and conduct make him unfit for office. He believes Bragg stretched to reach felony criminal charges in order to fit a political agenda. Trump was fingerprinted. Then, after his arraignment, he was free to leave, flying back to Mar-a-Lago and thanking his supporters.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Never thought it could happen. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it.
In New York, I'm Mike Valerio.
So tonight at 11, Rachel Krause is going to get some reaction to what we've all seen today, a little bit more on what we found out in the indictment. And it's been just a historic day, Felicia.
That's an understatement. Yeah. I mean, it is just so fascinating to see this all play out. Right. It is, you just kind of ask yourself a lot of different questions. I wonder if he would be facing these charges if he was not running again for presidency. Right. And it's just interesting to see everyone react to what's going on, and it had us all, I think, on the edge of our seats in the newsroom and around the world, frankly. This is global news that's happening.
Yeah, it sure is. So we'll continue to cover that for you tonight on 13 News at 11. The other thing, of course, that is a big story around Indiana is the cleanup effort is underway tonight in many communities, trying to get as much cleaned up before the next round of storms comes up. And today our Jenny Runovich reported again from Johnson County. Here's her story.
That's what I told Mom. I don't think there's anything that either of you need to physically do today.
Lara Rogers' parents survived Friday's storm despite a direct hit to their home.
It is just purely a miracle from God that they walked out of there without injury. I mean, just without a scratch.
In the days since, she's witnessed another miracle. Fellow Hoosiers here to help.
Here, this one's got a lot of nails.
Hundreds of them working in concert to clear debris.
And people I've never met and that I'll never be able to tell thank you. But I'm so thankful. Yeah.
Now this effort is more urgent. They're up against the clock for yet another storm.
We was trying to get all this done before the next one hits, because when it hits, all this debris could be going anywhere. So, and thank God that we've had so many volunteers. We wouldn't even been close if it hadn't been for all these people.
They're trying to clear trees, tarp roofs, protect damaged homes fast. First responders warning round 2 of severe weather could be dangerous.
Many of these buildings are still unstable, and when you start applying, high winds and rain to these types of situations, now we have debris flying around, structures can continue to collapse. And so our plan is if we see that severe weather moving in, then we'll evacuate those areas where people are working to make sure everybody's safe.
And that's what we have volunteers out doing today, is making sure that they get those homes as secure as they can before this next wave of weather comes through.
Families here just hope they're spared a second hit.
We have dealt with it all, one step at a time, 1 minute at a time. It's like, we'll just watch the next step and we'll take that when it comes.
So, Sean, what's the likelihood that anybody gets anything done tomorrow in terms of cleanup?
Well, if they're going to do it, their only hope might be if we don't get the storms in the morning. They may have a window to work with early on. Once we get to about 2 o'clock, I think that all bets off. Okay?
Really? Okay.
So, this is what we're thinking right now. 2 rounds of storms, 1 in the morning between about 7A, 11A. Downpours, lightning. That second round is the one that would be the most concerning. I wish I could tell you exactly how this is all going to play out tomorrow. No one can tell you that. We just have to be prepared for this and just know that you need to have a way to get warnings, multiple ways to get warnings. Don't rely on those outdoor sirens. Know your safe place. and have your safe plan. Jenny was talking earlier, a lot of folks in Whiteland, I mean, they went to their safe spots.
That's right.
And so that's all we can do is be prepared. And we'll have a fresh forecast tomorrow morning. And I'll be in here probably before noontime, getting ready for this bad boy. And like I said, I hope we don't have any warnings. That'd be A-okay with me.
Right.
But we have to be prepared for it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Sean.
You got
All
it.
right, we've got a lot to discuss when we see you tonight at 11 o'clock. The very latest on the former president's court hearing today. Sean will have more on his 7-day forecast and what you can expect tomorrow as we keep you weather aware when we see you at 11 o'clock over on Channel 13. Good night.